Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life. So, I was just thinking about something. First of all, my beautiful wife over here got her glasses today!
Oh, damn it, I was going to make a
you're
something.
I wanted to talk about a subject, an important subject. When you get into prepping and survivalism and resistance.
Not getting your ass beat.
Yeah. Tyler Smith.
You're going to get the shit beat out of you.
Yeah.
Especially if you live near military people.
Yeah.
And you try what you're going to try. Oh.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, if you tried that with us, like I said, we wouldn't kill you. We'd shoot you in the butt and tie you up in the basement, chain you up in the basement, and play with you. But anyway.
Let the rats chew on you.
Yeah. But anyway, what I was gonna... sorry, he's too easy. Too easy of a target, man. What I was gonna talk about is, like I said, bugging out, survivalism, prepping, living off-grid, all that kind of wonderful stuff. And then I was looking at this company that builds hobbit houses, or hobbit holes.
Oh, tell them what we found in Walmart today. 10-pound bags of sugar.
Oh, 10-pound bags of sugar.
Don't see that very often.
No. And we were looking for...
Beans!
Yeah, and you can't find anything more than a pound of beans up here.
Well...
But they have on the shelves only what will sell, and people don't eat a lot of beans up here, I guess. At least not pinto beans. Well, they don't have large bags of any kind of beans.
You're lucky if you find a 2-pound bag.
Yeah. But, self-sufficiency, living off-grid, survivalism, prepping, bugging out, da-da-da-da-da. Or as the Jerry Seinfeld show said, yada, yada, yada. I can see if you're younger how you would be able to probably handle things just with you and your family and maybe a couple of other families or some other individuals and couples and whatnot, but
I can't see Jerry Seinfeld living off the grid. He'd go nuts in about a day.
Yeah. But then you
Kramer. Kramer probably get him killed.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Then you have to take into account people such as ourselves. We're not 20 years old. We're not even close to 20 years old. We're we're beyond a quarter of a century past 20 years old. Plus,
don't give away all the secrets, damn it.
Plus, we have health issues. So, for us, it would be more... I'm not saying it wouldn't be possible. I'm not saying it would be impossible. I'm saying for us, and for people even older than us, and people with more severe medical or health issues, it would be that much more difficult. You would have to have... like a lot of our neighbors and a lot of the people in this neighborhood, they're older. Not all of them by any means, but
some of them.
Yeah, some of them. And
we're not all spring chickens,
Yeah, so I mean,
and even spring chickens get old.
Yeah. So can you imagine if you have chronic pain? If you have, I'm not going to mention everything, all the health things, but getting out there and chopping wood. I mean, you probably need 5, 6, 7, 10 cords of wood just for the wintertime up here.
Try to get your chainsaw.
Yeah, and then, if you're cooking on a wood stove, that's even more wood that you need. Because that has to last you through the summer. And I don't know if anybody knows about wood stoves, but they get really hot. Which is good in the wintertime. Not so great in the summertime.
Just don't set the house on fire.
Yeah. And they will set your house on fire. And a wood stove is more efficient than a fireplace. Fireplace, the heat goes right up. Most of it goes right up anyway.
Well, you gotta set the flue, too.
Yeah. Hey, it sucks. You don't need that stuff.
That's not fun.
Yeah. you know, the older you get, or the various health issues that one has to deal with, then you're talking about a more difficult situation that you would be living with.
And don't call us a geezer.
Yeah, please.
I'll get the shot.
Yeah.
Everybody gets old.
Yeah, everybody gets old. I'm not saying we couldn't do it. I'm just saying that there are certain difficulties that come into play as you get older, or if you're ill, or if you have chronic issues. Now, to me, part of not the prepping part, well, actually, part of the prepping is to take into account health issues, possible health issues, age issues, etc. That way you have items, hopefully you have items that you would need to help deal with, to make things a little easier for you. Have extra gas, have maybe 2 or 3 chainsaws instead of just relying on a handsaw. But eventually the gas is going to run out. Eventually the chainsaws are going to have to be sharpened, they're going to break, they're going to have to be repaired.
You have the axe.
You have the axe, you have the hatchet,
the splitter,
the various types of saws,
wedges.
Now the nice thing up here is we have a lot of wood. You could go out and cut wood and nobody would be any the wiser that you were out there cutting wood, unless you were using a chainsaw. But you'd have to set up a perimeter, you'd have to set up, you know, what would probably wind up happening is, in that kind of situation, if it's just the 2 of us now, I mean, it would not be smart just the 2 of us doing this, but we would go out into the woods. We wouldn't want to go too far out, but we want to go far enough away from where we were living. The thing is, you don't really want to leave your dwelling place empty. You actually want somebody there to defend it. And I'm thinking a minimum of 3, preferably 4 people, so you have all sides covered. But let's say it was just my wife and I. You would go out far enough away from your living area, from your dwelling, so if somebody comes up and they say, oh, well, this wood was cut recently, they can't just look through the woods and see your cottage or cabin. You wouldn't want that.
Unless it was your property.
No, I mean if it hit the fan situation.
Well, I mean, no. It's your property. You can do what the hell you want to with it.
Well, I mean, if you know what hit the fan, then people are going to be. They say, oh, well, there's the cabin. Well, what if you don't see them though? You have to sleep. But
somebody up all the time.
But
the military does.
What you'd wind up doing is I'd probably do the heavy work, although I'd have to take a lot of breaks, a lot of long breaks actually.
Yeah.
And my wife would have the AR, I'd have the pistol, and we really couldn't have another gun there unless one of us actually had it on our person. Because if you just have it sitting there and marauders come up, they may, they're going to stop, they're going to look around, they're going to get an idea of how many people, what their resources are, and if they see a gun just sitting there, they're going to try and get between you and it, or they're going to try to get it first. So you have to think about this kind of stuff. So when you get older, I mean, hey, more power to you younger folk, but some of us older folk, we have more issues than you do. I mean, we have more things to think about. I don't know if we have more things to think about, but we have different things to think about. When you're younger, you can... Look, I was young. I'm still not that old, but when I was younger, I mean, you could kick me and punch me, and I could come right back from it. Today, could I do that? Probably not. I was very active when I was younger. I had a lot of energy. But
too much energy.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. So, you know, back in those days, I could be rough and tumble, but I'm not rough and tumble anymore. And what I could have handled then, I couldn't. Some of what I could handle then, I couldn't handle now. But then, you know, I have more time behind me, so I know more than I knew then. Like, back then, I would have just walked up to somebody and punched them. Today, I just walk away. You know, what's the point in, you know, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of me breaking my hand punching you. You know, back then, like this girl, she called me a spick. Yeah, I didn't hit her because I don't hit women, but oh boy, if she would have been a guy, I would have beat the you-know-what out of her. Oh, I mean, I was pissed. And, you know, but see, that's the thing. Looking back on it, all she was trying to do was get my goat. I was screaming and hollering at her. I was flailing my arms all around. And one of the staff in the school building, he comes out, oh gosh, what was his name?
He should have been the one that got her ass kicked.
Yeah.
Got in trouble.
I know he had, I think it was a liver transplant, because Jack Hansen and I went down there, and gosh, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was still working there. There were several people who were still working in that hellhole. And but this guy, he had a liver transplant. I think it was a liver transplant. And he had lost a lot of weight. He was a lot thinner than he used to be. We're talking 10, 15 years after the fact. You know, after I got out of that place. But anyway, if it would have been a guy, I would have beat the you-know-what out of him. Today, I wouldn't do it. I'd just walk away. I mean, I'm like, why bother with, you know, you're going to be an idiot and try and get my goat. I'm just going to walk away. I mean, I'm not, you're a waste of my time. And I might call you a punto, but
uh-oh.
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't even know what it meant. You know, but still, you know, I mean, so with age comes some positive things, but people who are older and people who have health issues have to, I guess, think 4 or 5 steps ahead of everybody else, and we have to try and do things so that it's easier on us if things ever did fall apart, because we're just not in a position to be able to handle or do some things that other people would do. Now, we have some good neighbors, and some of our neighbors we can rely on, some not. Some of our neighbors, frankly, would try to
take advantage of us.
Yeah, and that.
Well, we can get rid of them in a hurry.
Yeah, that's what we would do. But you know, I mean, look, I've dug a ditch. That's hard work, even when you have 10, 15 teenagers out there doing it.
Even when you are a teenager, it's hard work.
Yeah, I was a teenager, and it's
kills your ass.
Yeah, it does, because you have to get down. I mean, you know, those ditches, and I'm talking about southeast Texas. You have a high water table. You have a lot of rain for Texas, anyway.
I'm sure that dirt's as hard as concrete.
Well, that part is, you have a lot of sandy soil there.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not.
But I mean, it's dried out. Like,
so you have to, but the ditches in that part of the state, you have to really dig down deep, because, well, when I moved to Alief, Texas, back when it was still a farming town, they had ditches like that on the sides of the road. you had to have deep ditches to drain off all that water.
Yeah, that's like my dad. He was in 3 Cs digging drainage ditches in southeast Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And that make you work.
So you can imagine at our age and with our health issues, having to dig a ditch like that, it would take us a whole lot longer. I mean, we would still have to do it the right way. You can't cut corners on something like that. But it would just take us a whole lot longer to do. And it would really wear us down. Now, I will also say this. If we had to get out there and do all that stuff, do all that physical labor, we would actually get into some better shape. So over time, and it wouldn't take too long, we would be in better shape physically, but still, that doesn't subtract the age and the health issue situation. So I just wanted to throw that out. Thank you.